Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk with the Morel Brothers. I am your host, Craig.
It's Ray. I'm quiet today.
All right, quiet.
Come on.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Um, Before we get started, I want to say thank you to our supporters out there. I know every week we give thanks, and this week is no different. So thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Um, and thank you for being our fans. We're fans of you too. So today we are going to talk about.
Does being pro-black make you racist? Silence is heavy with this one.
So so for me, being pro-black is not being racist. I believe that whatever ethnicity that you're from, you should be pro that ethnicity. Um, just because you favor your ethnicity does not make you racist. I believe.
I agree with you, but the question that's being posed is where do we draw the line between being pro our ethnicity and what's the word I'm looking for? Crossing into like black supremacy or white supremacy or Asian supremacy. Where do we draw that line between being pro our ethnicity, that supremacy?
I think that loving who you are and knowing your roots and embracing your roots is not it's not a bad thing. I believe that it's something that everybody should do. Like, you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you come from, so to speak. Um,
I'm going to look at it from a different perspective. Uh, if you're put into a room and there is all different races in that room, um, you're naturally going to gravitate to what you look like. That's just human nature. It doesn't mean that you don't like the other people in the room, but that's where you're going to be feel comfortable at first. Later on in the relationship, you might realize that you like somebody else more than the person um, that looks like you. But your first instinct as a human is to gravitate to what looks like you, and that's just instinct.
Human beings are tribal.
Kind of, yes, I would say
Yeah.
so.
So it sounds like, no?
So being pro-black does not make you racist.
I don't believe so either.
Because it's just you like what you are, and you're supposed to like what you are. And if you like what you are, then you should be proud of what you are.
Absolutely.
And I think, but like Green said, it's when it becomes a problem. It's not when you're pro whatever you are. It's when you're pro whatever you are, and that's the only thing that you are.
It's that prideful notion of I'm better than.
There you go. And that's when it becomes uh, uh, a problem, you want to say, or
Of course, it's a problem.
yeah,
It becomes, yes, it's a problem, but it's everybody else's problem.
yes. And I think so. So the when I saw the topic this week, I thought it was going to be difficult because it's one of them things where it's a slippery slope.
Very.
It's a
Absolutely.
very slippery slope because uh,
Race is always a contentious topic.
it is, and especially in the times that we are right now. I mean, we see it blatantly because there's a dog whistle when people say things to get other people's air up. Because it's funny when you say dog whistle, people never really think about it. But if your air's up, and they're like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, you perked up.
I
I hear what you
hear
say.
what you're saying.
Mhm.
And our political environment is doing that right now, and that causes separation. Uh, but I don't have a problem with a white guy being pro-white. He's supposed to be pro-white.
Yeah, just don't
That's who he is.
don't be a white supremacist.
And there you go.
Because supremacy is what creates racism. When you believe that your race is better than the other,
Yeah.
right? And that's where racism comes in because of you feel superior, you feel like your race is superior, or you feel like you as a person is superior, and that's where it becomes an issue. I don't believe there's nothing wrong with being pro-black. I am pro-black, right?
Mhm.
I root for my race, right? I root for that. I want to see
I want to see you win.
I want to see black people succeed. I want to see us,
Of course, yes.
be successful and have a successful community. Uh, and until we start to be pro-black, right? But not be a black supremacy,
Correct.
then we'll start to see success, right?
Yeah, because you want to see your people doing right. It doesn't mean that you don't want to see the other races doing
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
but we could look at it from an economical standpoint also. I mean, growing up in a black neighborhood, you see everybody else in your neighborhood doing business, and you don't see your own people doing business.
Mm.
So it becomes like, man, you would love to see black business in there where you see your people also winning and not somebody else uh literally draining off your community and taking those monies and bringing it back to another community. You want to see the money circulate in your community. So there's not a problem with feeling like, hey, I want to see my face when I go to the store.
Right.
I want to see my face when there's nothing wrong with wanting to see your own face.
Right.
Because if you see your face, it helps all of us as a community. But it does not mean that you're racist. Doesn't mean that you're not supporting the other businesses out
Right.
there. You know?
I think that's where a lot of people have a divide. They feel like if I'm pro-black, it means I can't support anything else outside of black. And we as a community need to get out of that mindset. Just because I say I'm pro-black doesn't mean I have to shop at all black stores or stop cut off the Asian market, or if I see a white owned business I don't support because I'm pro-black.
Yeah.
Because now that fuels that racial fire that's saying, hey, white supremacy, black supremacy, blase blase.
Right. And another thing I believe is that if a black person, right, owns a business, stop going in there thinking just because you're black and you supporting the black
You're
business
supposed to get
that you're
some kind of
supposed to get
discount or
some kind
special
of
treatment.
special treatment. No.
Yes.
It's a business,
Yeah.
right? And you treat it as such, right? If they have prices set, then that is the price. And if you can't support it, then don't go there. But don't expect to be treated in a certain way because you're supporting a black business. And that bothers me when I go to black establishments and I see other people at my color
Be your own
going in there and expected to be treated special. No, it's a business. We're here to support it. They set prices. You pay the price.
And that's part of the pro-black part where we have to be pro-black, where we treat all people the way we treat other people.
Exactly. Um, question. If a black ant and a red ant is having a fight, which one are you rooting for?
And go for the black ant. They don't bite me.
Um,
Now
I must say, I'm going for the black king. Uh, if you're not pro whatever race you are, then
Your Uncle Ruckus.
I truly believe you don't love yourself. Because when I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I see a black man, right? And how can I not be pro Don Morel,
That's
right?
right.
How can I not be pro that? So
Right on. Right on.
I look in the rearview mirror and I looking up in traffic. The face that I see is black. So I'm gonna support that. I'm gonna support me, right? But uh, I'm at the mindset where I understand that we're all human beings. We're tribal.
Mhm.
People are gonna gravitate to their race, uh, their culture, right? And you can respect it. And I'm gonna be inclusive. I'm gonna invite you into my culture, my beliefs, my traditions. Uh, whether you Indian, whether you white, whether you Asian, it doesn't matter your color, creed. I'm inclusive.
Right.
I'm gonna let you come inside.
An experience. That
So-
will give you an experience.
Pro myself.
Right.
So it's not for all the black people out there. It's not being pro black. It's being pro
Yourself.
you, right?
So can I
You
let me ask a
loving
question?
yourself.
Touching on being inclusive, would that mean as a society we should get rid of that label of culture vulture?
Hmm.
Because if we're talking being pro yourself and inviting the next man into your culture to get an understanding, if they take something from your culture that they like and bring it back to their culture, is it really being a culture vulture if you brought them in to see an experience?
I could say yes, and because uh, when you invite somebody to your culture, you're giving them
A taste of who you are.
off, yes. But if somebody's coming in and you're taking from your culture and not giving back to your culture, that's when they become a vulture.
So
So you
so
see,
I get where you're going. So here's the thing. When you and it's a thing of identity, right?
yeah,
Now, if you can't you can't come into my culture and take something and say, "Oh well, I created it,"
Yeah,
right? And then you profit off of it.
and then it's,
And
and
that-
then
that-
not only that, you act like it's just
It-
mine.
like it's yours.
Yeah.
and that's where cultural vulture comes in,
Yeah, so
right?
it's
So when you take something that came out of from me, and you just take it, and then you steal my identity as as a person or a culture, and you take it and you try to make it yours, and then you profit off of it, and then you try to sell it back to me. That's called
because-
culture vulture.
because you have to
Isn't
think
that
about
the
it this
business model and
It is, but if you think about
I
it this
take
way,
your idea and make it a little bit better and
but
because
not
I tweaked it as mine.
because the thing is, if you go into someone's culture to be a true stewardess of that person's culture, you have to give homage.
You have to pay homage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you say, hey, this is not mine. I might be good at it,
I learned this from
but I got it from and pay homage. And once you do that, I don't see a problem with it. I don't care about your color, your creed, your race, nothing. You because you're being authentic and you're being honest. Because it's the dishonesty that causes that, where people take things and culture person could be anybody,
Absolutely.
and they just take it like it's that's like me going to Nigeria and making jollof rice and said I started that in Grenada. We know that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's I think to answer your question, we cannot get rid of the word culture vulture until people pay homage.
Yeah, there's
dig it. I dig it.
there's a lot of things that homage needs to be paid for.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to get too deep into that, but there's a lot of stuff that that was taken from our community that it's just not being we're not getting credit for. And I believe that we have to come together as a community, and we have to love each other, right? Because that's where it starts. We have to start loving each other,
Well, that's where the pro come from.
right?
When you put something, you should love it.
And then once we start loving each other, we have to try to work together to actually build a community, because I don't think that we have a legitimate community. I just think we have, like, I mean, there's communities, right? But like legit community to where we can make a difference, and make a big difference. We have to come together and form that community.
Well, that goes back to unity. Uh, to 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 build a community, you have to have unity.
Right.
And I think,
But you also have to have communication, because that's what communication and unity is, where it's where the whole word comes from. We have a community.
Accountability. You need accountability
that's true.
because, unfortunately, in our community, we don't like to hold each other accountable. We always find an excuse for the next man, and that's always going to lead us back to demise. Because if you always think you're in the right, how can you learn anything? How can you be one with anything?
Well, I think to truly love somebody, you have to hold them accountable. Uh, when they do well, you praise them. When they do wrong, you
Chastise.
chastise
Spare
them.
the rod, spoil the child.
I don't necessarily need a rod, but but yeah, you have to hold them accountable. You have to you have to hold them you have to hold them accountable. Uh, because if you don't, then you truly don't love them because they'll never learn.
You need a rod.
So some people do need the rod
A rod's necessary.
because if you got to know your person. Because once they step out, somebody gonna give them the rod.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
So back to the topic. Back. So
if you caught that, like it, share it, subscribe.
Um, Yeah, but it's no, holding people accountable is very important. It is. Irene, you make a good point. But back to the topic of being pro black is should you should there's nothing. Once again, I'm gonna go back and say there's nothing wrong with that.
Man,
At all, no.
like I said, I wake up in the morning when I brush my teeth. I look at my reflection. It's black.
Right?
I cannot not be pro myself.
Absolutely.
I have to be pro black. If you're a white man, please be pro white.
Yeah.
Love
There's
yourself.
nothing wrong with it at all.
Love yourself.
Just
If you're Hispanic and you're brown, you wake up in the morning, love yourself.
just remember to love everybody else also.
Just be inclusive.
Yeah.
Uh, don't restrict yourself to nothing. Experience things and then,
and
Live and love life.
then you grow, because
bro.
look, the more you love yourself, right? The more you can you can learn,
The more you can include people,
right?
bro.
Because
If you love yourself, right, and you understand who you are, as you get older, the most important thing in life, people, is understand. It's understanding your situation, understanding your mental, understanding your emotions. Understanding is what you need, and when you understand things, then you handle
you got,
and you deal with it.
but you have to first understand yourself.
Yes. It's, again, going back, you get older, understanding, Greg. You wake up in the morning, I understand I'm a black man. I understand when I get in the car, I drive off and I walk into a business, they see a black man walking in the building.
Mhm.
right? They see that. They know Don Morell is black.
As much as we like to say we don't see color, we see color.
When they say, what does it say on your driver's license?
Black man.
Right? I'm a black man, and you better be pro whoever you are, because if you're not, then you have issues
Absolutely.
internal,
Absolutely.
because you're not happy with yourself. So
Today, ring ranting.
I'm pro black brothers and
Absolutely.
sisters,
I'm pro black as well.
Yep.
and if I see a boxing match and a black man, Hispanic fighting, I'm rooting for black man. If I see a black man and a white boy fight, I'm rooting for the black boy. I am rooting for black people because that's what I see. That's me.
That does not make you racist.
And that does not make me racist. So, the black ants, if I see the red ants getting the black ants, I'm mashing it.
So for all you people out there in internet world, um, this wasn't about, you know, racism or anything like that. Even though the word came up in the topic, it wasn't about racism. It's about
Loving yourself.
it's about us being young black men, um, who has experienced
Trials and tribulations.
Facts.
success,
Facts.
right? We have experienced failures, and um, as brothers on the panel, we have learned to actually unite and have a true community within our family. Because so many times you see that you have families that are broken, right? And the unity in the family is gone, right? And the family cannot succeed without unity, and everybody's doing their own thing, but can't come together to do one thing. And we are trying to be an example of true unity within the black community, because this is my community every day, and we communicate as one. We have conflicts, and we sit down and resolve our conflicts. We have moments of triumph, and we celebrate those triumphs together. We have moments of failure and moments of loss, and we sit and we mourn, and we support each other throughout those things, and that's what a community is supposed to do for each other. So w- let us be an example of unity in the black community, right? That's all we're trying to do, is to show that, hey, we can unite, and we can do something as one, and be a family, be a community, and win together. I celebrate his wins with him. He celebrate mine, right? I celebrate his losses. Well, not
Why gotta be-
celebrate.
why-
Not celebrate, but I mourn his losses, and he mourns mine,
That's terrible.
right? But we all do it together. You know what I mean? uh, we do it together as a community, and that's what it's all about. That's what we're preaching here today. Um, so
So, be pro you.
be pro who you are.
You know you're ranting
Be
about that.
pro you.
Absolutely. Now we've come to the segment of what tans your hive, what grinds your gears.
Peter Griffin.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You got 2 minutes.
All you people out here that hop on your cell phones and put it on speakerphone in a public setting so everybody can hear your conversation. If I'm sitting out eating dinner, I don't want to hear what you talking about. I don't want to hear that Joe was sleeping with Matilda and Matilda's man is whoever. And then y'all got the nerve to be mad at people talking about why you all up in my business. Your business is my business if you put your phone on speaker and I can hear everything that's going. I'm telling you, next person I run into that got their phone on speaker and having a conversation, no matter where I am, jumping in your conversation. Because it's a free for all at this point. It's no reason you should be on the elevator having your conversation on speaker. And that's what grinds my gears. I'm telling y'all, Ring will be in your conversation from now on.
I understand.
So I gotta make sure.
I guess his gears were really grinded.
I gotta make sure I don't put my phone on speaker.
Uh,
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. Uh, we appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciate your support. We'll see you next week. If you have a topic that you guys want to hear us talk about, please let us know in the comments.
Reach out. We'll call you and put you on so you could talk with us.
See you next week.
Big facts.